The April 1st, happy April Fool's Day Board of Commissioners meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. I do want to remind everybody that this is a public meeting. It is can be watched virtually, and it is being recorded. If there are any public comments on anything on the agenda that is not on the agenda, we'll call you up to the podium. Remember to state your name and address, and we'll limit you to approximately 3 minutes per presentation. Again, welcome. Any awards, recognitions, or correspondence? Commissioner Schaefer.
I do. This award is actually for Commissioner Timmons. April Fools. So.
It's going to be a great.
It's going to be a day. Yeah. So Umatilla County is proud to present this award of excellence to somebody who's been with the district attorney's office for over 6 years now. In February 2025, this person took on the role of Victim Assistance Program Director. This has been a seamless transition, and this person has bravely accepted her responsibilities and has improved efficiency in each facet of the programs that she learns. This person goes above and beyond with a kind, empathetic disposition and makes her a joy to be around. She is a proactive problem solver and does her job with a smile and with energy. Elizabeth Cook is an amazing team player with a heart for others and a passion for making a difference in everything she does. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
You just stand right here.
Picture taken with me. But also, one of the things that you get is 8 hours of paid time off. So you get to, but make sure you get prior approval from your supervisor. So just return this with your voucher. And there you go.
Yep.
So there's also, this is the award. So you wanted to get a picture.
Ready, guys? 1, 2, 3, and one more.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well,
There's two, right? Yeah. And there's two. Congratulations. And you have a little goodie bag as well.
Thank
and you can
you.
park in John's spot.
There you go.
Spot number 3. Congratulations. I see you have a whole cheering section too. Congratulations. Thanks, Dan. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any minutes to approve? No minutes to approve. Any additions to the agenda? No additions to the agenda. At this time, any public input? Seeing none, we're going to go ahead and any recognition of visitors. It looks like everybody's a regular, but you can always be a visitor. With that, we're going to move right into the business items and start with an A&T Purchase, a copier. Rachel, good morning.
Good morning. Reynolds with the Assessment, Taxation, and GIS Department. And I am here today to ask for the purchase of a new copy machine. Ours has been in our office, I believe, since about 2012. It has printed many years of property tax statements. And at this point in time, we're no longer able to get parts. So I think we have fully used it to its fullest extent. So I have attached the 3-bid comparison sheet for you, and the lowest bidder was, Copier's Northwest at $6,770. This will be a machine that is smaller than the one we have right now, but it will also print in color as well as black and white. This will help us eliminate a single printer in the back office that is requiring about $1,200 in parts right now to fix. So we're just going to start eliminating those, not counting the elimination of about $400 for ink a piece. So the action required, we're asking the board to approve the purchase of a Canon ImageForce C5140 black and white plus color for the $6,770.
At what point are we going to buy stock in Copier?
You know what, I was just thinking that to myself, if I would have been wiser, which wouldn't have taken much, I would have started a copier business
Boy,
before I
no
became
kidding.
commissioner. Wishes of the commission.
I'd move approval.
I second.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next item is weapons and ammo.
Good morning, Commissioners. Paul Wolverton, Sheriff's Office. I'm here before you this morning to ask for a purchase of some duty pistols. We already made one of what we had projected to be 3 purchases of duty pistols this fiscal, but we had an unexpected windfall of sorts. I had also budgeted to purchase new tasers. Oregon State Police, as it turns out, decided to change over tasers as well, and so we were the recipient of a donation of all the tasers I had projected to buy over the next 3 years in one shot. So we have that money that was previously budgeted to buy new tasers, and so I would like to use that and purchase some more duty pistols for our projected replacement of our Glocks. It's in the same amount as the previous purchase, plus or minus a little bit. It's $9,470, and it's from the same vendor that we just ordered from earlier in this fiscal. And I'm open for any questions regarding that.
Thank you very much. Wishes of the commission.
I do have a question, and just because I don't know, when you trade them in, how does that work?
So the current pistols that we have, we go through an FFL, a firearms dealer that we regularly deal with. We get a certain amount of credit that we use for purchasing other firearms-related equipment. We buy some of our EOTech sights for our rifles. We buy some actual rifles, things of that nature.
Okay, all right, well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a great deal.
Yes.
Thank you, OSP.
Yeah. Nothing's a better price than free, right?
Yeah, so I don't want to assume, but is this because of the relationship you have with the Oregon State Police? Is that how that materialized?
They offered it statewide.
Oh,
And so you
okay.
just had to kind of get
Be
your
in the
name
right
in the
place,
hat.
yeah,
And so as soon as we heard about it, we were first in line and,
Oh, well
said,
done.
yes, we'll take as many as you'll give us.
Congrats. I move approval.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Say aye. Thank you.
All right.
You're still here.
I am. The second item before you is what is pretty much our annual body armor purchase. It's pretty much similar to last year's order, and prices have gone up a little bit. So last year we ordered about $22,000. This year it's about $25,000 that we're asking for body armor. This is for replacement of worn or out of service or new hire issue. Unfortunately, this year there's no federal grant funding available. I checked. I think we got the grant 2 years ago, which gave us the opportunity to get reimbursed for some of this. So this year that is not available to us. I looked for some other sources. I couldn't find any, so I'm asking for the full amount of $25,483.51, which will be shared over 3 divisions that are getting body armor and associated equipment for their employees, the Criminal Division, Corrections Division, and the Civil Division.
My only question is, did you find the money in we talked about this, but in
Yes.
your budget?
Yes, we have enough money in our uniforms line item for this purchase.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yes, very welcome.
Any other comments?
Oh, yeah, I have a question. So, when you buy this body armor, is there just one dealer that you can buy it from, or?
There are other dealers. We are currently using 911 Supply because they've been the most reliable, and pricing is pretty consistent between the vendors. Previously, I think about 3 or 4 years ago was our last purchase from Curtis Blue Line,
Okay.
and we had some real problems with the logistics of their orders, specifically with body armor. We were getting lost orders, delayed orders. Some of that was the manufacturer. Safariland was going through some issues in delivering some of the carriers specifically. But 911 has been very consistent, very responsive. And like I said, the price points are pretty much the same between them.
Okay. Don't we need to have 3 different quotes?
We do have, we should have those.
Okay.
I mean, we need to get those 3 quotes and then make the decision. So
Okay.
we need to present all three quotes as we move forward.
Historically, they have used this, the prices based off of the government contract.
Is it through?
That's what it was last year, assuming this year as well.
Yeah. Same exact process we've been doing for the last few years.
I move approval.
Okay, so we don't need 3 quotes.
We put it under an exemption or the procurement rules if it's underneath a government contract. So you would not need 3 quotes.
And this is under a government contract, you're saying?
Yes.
It is, okay. Okay, second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
All done.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sheriff's Office software payment.
Good morning, Commissioners. Captain Karen Primer with the Sheriff's Office. I'm here seeking approval for our public safety management system. It ensures online professional standards are met, accreditation, training, accountability, and other workflow stuff that we work in the office. It's for overall. It's through PowerDMS, and the total cost is $9,474.11.
I believe this is
The next item,
Oh,
Doug?
so which one do we have first?
the civil.
Civil service.
Civil service software.
You're. You did good. I was gonna, maybe she'll just do mine too. No.
Morning.
Good morning.
To be fair, they're both software, right? That is the world we live in is all software. I'm Captain Stern Ward with Umatilla County Sheriff's Office for the Administrative Services Division. Good morning.
Morning.
So I'm just here to present request payment for, it's called the annual support fee for the civil service program. This is the program that we use to do all of our court mandated services. Subpoenas and restraining orders, child support, all of those documents that we receive are mandated by the state to serve. So this is our tracking system that we use. This is the annual software support fee. It is previously budgeted for, and I provided the program number for that, $9,429.49.
Question. I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
And I think I asked this last time, I just can't remember the answer.
Okay. I'm happy.
Does that, when the court enters whether it be a restraining order or a penalty or whatever, does that go directly to you, or do they have to download it, hand you a USB, and you have to upload it into this system?
So I love that question because that shows the way it should be and then the way it's not. So, because it's forward thinking, right?
Yeah.
Someday in my world, which will be way past the time that I am retired, I would love not only that they uploaded it, but that they also entered it and tracked it and kept track of their own orders. That's not how that works. So there's different things. So restraining orders in particular, we have set it up and we have a really good working relationship with our courts here. They actually send it over to a shared email address and upload them up into that. Then we download it and upload it in our system, print them out, prepare it, and do an actual physical copy to go serve. So we have a really good working relationship with our courts on that. They're not required to do that. Don't tell them. But no, but they really are. They really work with us. They communicate well, but no, it's not an automated. They're not linked together. I would love for that to happen, but it's an issue that's way bigger than us because it's, a state system and there's some laws that have to change.
So is that like a daily, every day they send, at the end of the day, they send that to you?
Throughout the day. So as they're holding those proceedings, they'll get restraint orders. So it's whenever the court staff get finished processing that paperwork, then they'll turn around and they upload it up. We get it, and then we start processing it. Sometimes we're getting calls with the petitioners right as soon as they're out of court. Hey, how do I arrange to get this served? Because technically the burden is on the petitioner for restraining orders in particular. There's a lot of different documents, but I'll just talk about restraining orders. there's a burden for them, the petitioner, to get that served. But I don't know if anyone's tried to navigate the legal system. It's not overly user-friendly. And, everyone there's so many technicalities of how do I serve it and where do I go and what is it going to cost and a lot of people, there's a return to go back to the courts to say, hey, this has been served. A lot of petitioners have difficulty navigating that. So at our agency, we actually take the heavy lifting for that. We're like, send them all to us. And then they can choose whether they want us to serve it or not, but you already have the information. We can reach out to them, say, this is how we can help you. Would you like us to help you? Things like that. So.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Okay. Let's see, so I approve payment for annual support of civil service software program for $9,429.49.
Is that a motion?
It is a motion. I move approval.
I would second that move.
Stop.
We've got a move for approval in a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
Now
you
the
very-
software, do you?
Thank you very much. I'd just like to confirm it's not April Fool's, right?
It is April.
I warned my grandchildren about that today. Watch out for those sneaky people. Thank you very much, commissioners. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good day.
You. Now, Captain Purple.
Now she's gun shy.
Okay, so Captain Primer, Umatilla County Sheriff's Office, here seeking approval for the public safety management system through PowerDMS for the entire Sheriff's Office, which we use for professional standards, accreditation, training, and other workflow within the department. It'll be split across divisions, and the total cost is $9,474.11. And I'm ready for questions.
So the scheduling software, that's not timesheets, correct? That's just scheduling.
It's the piece that was first started out being Planet and now is known as PowerTime.
Okay.
But it has, on what we have, it has the power time included in the document.
That's correct.
Okay. The reason I thought, okay.
Did you have a question about the PowerTime specifically? So we, as an agency, have chosen not to continue with all pieces of that, of the PowerTime scheduling. It's cumbersome. It's never going to sync with the HR payroll, which was the plan. And it's just, we're spending a lot of unnecessary time. However, I reached out to legal because there was a contract notification that we could not get out of the contract because we didn't give them 30 days notice prior to the renewal date. We found the original contract, which did not list anything similar to that. I reached out to them, didn't get any pushback, but I got no conversation with it. And so we are understanding that we're going to have to take that fall. And I do believe that there are still submissions coming from civil as well as some in the jail. So they may still use parts of it. Dispatch and patrol are not going to. So we're kind of stuck paying for that piece for the next year, unfortunately. And they already know that we're not going to renew that piece.
If we can stop it in 30 days, can we go ahead and,
It's past the 30-day renewal date. So the original contract stated just give them 30 days. So we did. However, when the new contracts, which they did not provide to us, says 30 days within the renewal date. We notified them, I believe it was February 12th, or we started talking about it, had some more conversation with HR, made the decision, but the renewal date was today.
oh,
We were
if you cancel it, can you get prorated back?
nothing. We offered to see if they would give us more. We have what's called different licenses, and so we could get like 50 for $650. I reached out to them saying, can we do that? Nothing. We did try some different options.
Yes.
I call it playing Monty Hall with them, but they didn't want to play.
And they didn't give you this information before?
They didn't give us the new contract, apparently. So when we started, it was Planet. I had legal review it. They said you're kind of on the hook, even though they didn't provide you with the updated option that says you have to do it within 30 days of the renewal date. So their suggestion was try it, but if they don't give you any feedback back, or if they tell you no, then you're on the hook for that.
So how can, I'm sorry, Dan, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
So how can they be on the hook if they didn't even know what the contract said?
Like me to answer that one, or do you want to
All
take?
right. The original contract was for 5 years, and that will be expiring next year. And in that one, we were able to cancel it at any time, the one we signed. In the meantime, this was bought out a couple of times, and then the new company had some provisions that if you utilize the license, you are subject to these new terms. So we got stuck with the new terms, even though we didn't agree to them.
You got to pass the bill to find out what's in the bill.
You have to provide a certain period of notice within a certain period of time of the renewal.
So,
Dirty.
Huh?
So that's dirty.
No kidding.
yeah, so we use several modules of DMS.
That's correct.
Can we look at a different software provider, a package, different software provider?
I think that's going to fall to probably the sheriff or the undersheriff. We share information across the state through the system, so that's a benefit for the training piece of it. So I doubt that that is something that they're going to want to do, but I mean, if you direct us to do that,
Well, I'm just trying to find out, it would,
it's kind of a standard across the state for PowerDMS. But
well, it won't be very long if they operate this way.
I agree. We've been very happy with everything else they've done. It's just, we were hoping that with the program that the HR had for the payroll, that it would integrate, and it just came down to a meeting. We had a candid conversation, and it was never going to jive. And I can tell you that we're spending an immense amount of admin time reconciling those timesheets to give to HR, and they're still
I guess it's not,
in the process.
to me, that's not the issue, it's the business operations.
I
That's the
agreed.
issue to me.
I
Anyway,
think the word was dirty, and I don't like it either.
Oh, okay.
So
This isn't some elaborate April Fool's joke, correct?
I wish it was, but no,
Just
sir.
checking.
Wishes of the commission?
It's not a wish, but it's kind of like our hands are tied, and I'm going to plug my nose and make a motion that we pay this.
I'll second it. I just,
Motion and a second. All those, do you got a comment?
I do. I just want to comment. I think it's dirty
Yeah.
that you're getting on the hook for something you didn't even know about. That doesn't even make any sense. So. Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The next one's yours also.
I know.
Okay.
This one is much better, I promise. So dispatch has been in conversation with the fire districts. As you know, they did a whole revamping of their stations. They're doing what's called station alerting. They have also been researching and are on track to do some with the station alerting, a piece called Honeywell Phoenix Fire Station. They had a request put into RIMS, which is our CAD system, for an interface. And through some conversation, we feel like this piece would definitely benefit dispatch. What will happen is we will no longer have to verbalize what's being said. It's based on the call type. So if it's not going to make, so like a serious medical call, it would be called an FMED 4. What would happen is we would hit a button, it goes to whichever station it needs to, verified through the CAD system. They get the information in an automated voice. No anxiety, no hyper, holy crap, here we go. And in the meantime, the dispatcher doesn't have to put that person and say, hey, just a minute, I have to tone it or anything else. They stay engaged with the caller, obtaining further critical information. So we feel like this is a good partnership, and they've been very receptive. So we have here to ask if we can approve the total amount, but 2/3 of it will be reimbursed by Fire District 1 and then also Pendleton Fire. And I have emails to that if you need it. The total amount is going to be $9,250 for the interface.
What's the yearly upkeep on that?
I think they estimated it for this first year, it's going to be covered under that amount, and it was right around $1,000, I believe. And then there was conversation with legal again on it, that we could probably, we will incorporate whatever that fee is, split 3 ways into the yearly agreements. It's not going to be very much if you split it 3 ways for the yearly amount.
Anticipation would be some sort of agreement would be reached with whatever fire agencies were involved with this system going
Correct.
forward to split that fee. Yeah, it's not been done yet.
The IGA is not done.
No, that is. not
That'll be
done.
for next year, right? Yeah.
I've had several conversations with Chief Parati on this, and one of my favorite things is both stations in Pendleton, or all the stations, don't get the tones like in the past. It would be specific to this station or that station. And if you remember in Walla Walla a couple years ago, there was one of their firefighters who passed away during the night with a heart attack, and he actually had a watch, a smartwatch on, so they knew exactly when his heart attack happened. And they said it was one of those, and when the firefighters, when the tones go off, they have that surge of adrenaline, and that they figure that surge of adrenaline is what gave him the heart attack. But it wasn't even his station that had to go. It was a different station that was responding. But a lot of times when the tones go off, you have that surge of adrenaline no matter which station house you're in. And then you can go back to sleep after when you realize, oh, that's the other house. And if, that will reduce that stress on their hearts. And so I think that'll be a lot better for our responders too.
And as I said, dispatch piece of it is going to be much better because it is very hard sometimes when you have somebody screaming on the phone and you say just a minute and you have to tone, and the entire time they're still screaming while you're trying to talk even toned across the tones and the tone out and what the call's circumstances are. So I do think there's going to be some benefit across all platforms. And the hope is that all fire departments will go to some modified version of this, but the 2 big ones for sure, they're this close, so.
So they haven't said that they're.
Well, Fire District 1 is ready to go. We're kind of the holdup, to be honest, this interface for Honeywell.
I would
We'll
have
have an IGA before we jump in.
I'm sorry?
We'll have an IGA between all 3.
Well, we have some stuff in place for dispatch now, but
Right.
presently we don't have an IGA, and I believe Captain Printer's asking for the initial cost for installation of the system itself. Before it becomes operational, I think we anticipate having some sort of agreement.
And the 2 big fire departments agree to that.
That's what I'm asking for.
And as, that's the initial, and as, they're going to pay it no matter what, but the hope is that we can incorporate those yearly into their agreements along with us, that we will split whatever that yearly cost is
Okay.
for the fees.
I would happily make the motion to approve payment to RIMS in the amount of $9,250 for Honeywell Phoenix Software Link installation and support.
I do have a question before I second. I was reading down through your information, page 7. It says there was a question here. What is UCFD number 1's expectation on the county's portion of paying for the software? Currently, I'm showing a cost of $72,000. I understand that there is a possibility of having PFD come on board. So what would that look like in terms of cost or cost reduction? And the answer was, I do not have this information. I will ask Chief Stanton to be present at our next meeting in July. And then if you go on down, it says, what are the ongoing fees for yearly support? What is UCF1's expectation from the county on this item? Would UCFD1 pay it all or a portion with the thought that Umatilla County pick up a portion, or what is the thought process? I need to double check with Chief Stanton and Honeywell. I don't believe we will have any costs, but there will be an optional warranty support fee.
So the paperwork that you're referring to was the initial cost. I was asked to make the introduction from fire districts to you guys to look over, and that has since They've just undertaken the whole thing. That's what the initial, they've already done all of it. There is nothing related to that would be affected. It was just for your information.
Okay.
That this is part of that reconstruction for the fire stations. So that was previous, it's all done,
It is.
or almost done. They're not in the fire stations yet, but. So it's strictly for your information from before. I believe that was July of last year.
Okay, second.
Been motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you guys very much.
Okay, thank you.
Next item on the agenda is EMPG.
Morning, Commissioners. I think this is me. I was hoping Sage DeLong would be here to answer some questions about this, but this appears to be just a matching grant before the board for approval for ongoing emergency management operations. With that, I would know it's for the 2025-2026 performance period. I don't have a good answer for why that is, as opposed to the 26-27 one. With that, I can try and answer any questions, but I don't have a ton of knowledge on this.
I think the date is because of the federal grant was delayed and just now came through. And I think it's coming through on a biannual basis.
Okay.
And I'm extremely happy it's here, to say the least.
Did you want to make the motion?
I would move to approve the EMPG grant for number 25, grant number 25-529.
Second.
And a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Next is the emulsion contract. We can wait a little bit longer if you want to.
I'm here for all day, so.
Like
Morning,
this.
Commissioner Tom Phillips, Public Works Director. Before the board today is the request for approval to accept Ergon Asphalt as our emulsions contractor for this year. This is our annual chip seal oil program that we go out for every year. We have consistently, we just have 3 suppliers in this part of the country that participate in our quotes. And this year, Ergon Asphalt again they were the low bidder at $497 a ton for the CRS2, which is the bulk of what we use. We always get quotes for the CRS2P because there are certain instances that we use a little bit of that product. So asking approval to accept Ergon as our emulsified asphalt supplier for this chip seal season for the bids that they submitted.
Wishes of the commission.
I move approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thanks.
He is here again.
You amaze me that
Who paid the least in the state?
We did. For about the last 10 years.
Pretty good run.
It just worked out that way, Commissioner. It's not anything that I'm doing special.
Take the win, Tom. Take the win.
yeah. Next is yours too, the well drill.
Yeah, what this is I don't remember the date, but the board approved Courtney Well Drilling to drill the pile for the Cows Creek Bridge project. The estimate of that project was they were going to have to drill 200 feet of casing for pile. That was an estimate based on some drilling that some track drills sites that we had done there. Our estimate was a little low, so they came in, they had an extra 100 feet. Their quote was set up in such a way so that we had a per foot cost. So we're asking the board to approve the $22,919.20 additional to the contract.
Wishes of the board.
Quick question. I think I already know the answer, but is there any chance of reimbursement from FEMA on this? Yeah.
This bridge had nothing to do with any of the flooding. This was a bridge that was closed
Oh,
down.
it was because
This
of the
was-
structure.
This is a structural problem
That's right.
based on an inspection sometime back. And because it also didn't really qualify for any grant funding at any given time, we're actually having to put the bill through our maintenance program for this bridge replacement. That's why it's taking a little time. We're picking away at it at pieces so that we can get it done.
Wishes?
I move to approve the payable for Courtney Well Drilling LLC in the amount of $84,044.20.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Next item on the agenda is a maintenance payable.
I think this one's mine. This is payable for Stafford Hansel for the regular elevator maintenance to Otis Elevator Company. I think it's just an annual fee we pay towards them to keep up the elevator.
See, you could have had a double business with the copiers and elevator
elevator.
repairs
So, we spend a lot on elevators, that's for sure.
and HVAC.
Wishes of the commission.
I move to approve payable to Otis Elevator Company in the amount of $8,353.68.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Nick. Next is a board
Is
payable.
that just dancing?
And I'm gonna let Doug take this one because I don't want him to feel left out.
This is a fun one. I like this one.
Okay, as the board may recall, as a creditor of the estate of James Clements, the county went in and appointed a person representative for the estate. The only item in the estate is the real property, the house. It was appraised at $50,000. And before he died, he had signed an agreement with the neighbor to have it purchased at the appraised value. So that's who bought the property. Unfortunately, that $50,000 doesn't go very far when the debts of the estate are totaled. In this case, the state came in with a $70,000 lien, and they have the priority. And so they're going to get most of the proceeds. And that totals $40,087.29. The county will get reimbursed for any costs that they put into the estate, as well as a slight fee for the personal representative.
Is it being cleaned up?
Yes.
Thank you. Wishes of the commission?
I move to approve payable to the state of Oregon in the amount of $40,087.29.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Passes, and I bet to the city of Stanfield and Phyllis. Any other, any comments? Closing.
None for me.
I'm good, thank you.
I have none. Thank you, everybody.